Going forward, I was just like, okay, God, something is not right. I don't understand this. This is crazy. This just doesn't make any sense. One day I was driving and I heard the Spirit of the Lord on the inside of me ask me, do you believe what you say? And I'm like, yeah. Well, if you believe what you say, act like it. I said, oh, okay. So that's what I did. I started acting like what I said. I'm the healed, protecting my health. I am sound, whole, and complete, nothing missing, nothing broken, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. I needed to start acting like it, and that's what I started doing. I started acting like I was healed. I started believing that whatever was going on with my body, it had to line up. And then I got back to my nutritional wellness regimen times 2 is what I did. I amped it up, and I never looked back. And then fast forward to 14 years later, or should I say 13 years later, when they started talking about perimenopause, the things that can happen and sometimes what happens. And I realized after years of not really understanding the whole situation, that's a lot of what it was. And then stress due to some things I needed to make some hard decisions on that I was fighting and not being honest with myself about was stressing me out. So with being stressed, your body beginning to change, your hormones are becoming imbalanced because your body is changing, possibly a little dehydrated, not sufficient in your mineral intakes, just so many different things. It was just a perfect storm. And I was so ashamed. I just felt so bad. It was one of the roughest, worst times I have ever gone through in my life. And it was so much that went on and happened. I know I'm missing some stuff, but for the most part, that's it. But it was a mess. I can talk about it now. For years, I could not talk about it. I could not. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't talk about it, but I can laugh and talk about it now. What begins to happen when our bodies change? It's a lot of different things that happen, not just the hot flashes. And I went through that too. That was horrendous. I was having hot flashes like I was having contractions. And I've never had kids before, but I understood, the back to back with contractions. Yeah, I was having hot flashes like that. That was another thing that stressed me out. And it only happened when I laid down. When I was up during the day, it didn't happen. But whenever I went to lay down, oh, baby, I could feel the heat rising in my body. And what was crazy is I never sweat. Never sweat. But it was the heat, and it concerned me to the point where I thought my body was going to burn up. When I tell you it was a mess, it was a mess. But anyway, I hope this message helps somebody, and I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that we have a better understanding about what happens before we actually go into menopause. So stay stress-free, make those hard decisions so that you can be stress-free, stay hydrated, make sure that you are sufficient in your mineral intake, and keep your body clean. Detox as well, because that makes a difference too. Until next time, continue blessings. Thanks for watching.